Like we told you before, we're going to take you through a journey and explain to you certain things you haven't seen before. And here is one of them. This is an iron energy. It's made from iron and is used for many purposes. And in this case, we're going to see why certain tools are in this particular iron energy. Before we go any further, I want to show you what kind of process this particular energy went through before actually is in the shape and the way it looks right now. This particular energy at one time was sitting inside a container. The container has different items inside until finally a core was built inside of this container. Eventually, this container was no longer necessary for this energy. This energy eventually was buried underground, and any work that's needed to be done with this particular energy was done on top of the ground. And this particular energy stayed buried for a long period of time. Eventually, this energy was unburied. Of course, after a period of time, could have been years or 1 or 2, depends on how long it was necessary to be buried underground. It was buried and taken out. When it was taken out off the ground, was no needed to have anymore the container underneath. Now, the energy is stored inside of the body as both the same size. This is a female, represent the human female. This is a male, representing the human male. The tools that you see behind has different shapes. One is round, one is square. Again, this represents the male square, the round represents the female. Over here you can see a little better, the round, the square. The purpose of those tools have many purposes, but I will explain to you some of the purpose that those tools are used for. An example, if it is to unite two people together, the name of the individuals are written in 2 pieces of paper, and then a button and here in this tool. A request is made, and those 2 pieces of paper will stay together until the request that you made come true. But remember, the energy still has the choice not to give it to you, because you sometimes might not be able to make that decision yourself. What are you requesting? Humans are constantly looking for partnership, but they never sure who are really their partners. They always go to a process of learning, and sometimes it's not like exactly what you want. An example, if you just came over here to the energy and says, my request is I want a partner, but you not necessarily make a clear request, a dog might show up at your door. A dog makes a good partner. It's just what you have requested. Or if you request for a particular someone, that person is not necessarily is going to like you as much you like them. It's the same way that you can actually unite someone, you also can separate them. And that where the outside tools comes handy. In this case, this particular individual are inserted here on the outside, and this particular individual are inserted here on this outside. Now it's facing different direction. Now this is used for separating 2 different persons. Now, if you're looking for more than being friends with someone or business, you would have to write the person's name here. If it is a female, it's written in a piece of paper with a pencil and inserted in a male. And if the individual is a male, is written on a piece of paper, the name, and is rolled and inserted into the female. When this is done, the sculpture are turned toward each other. They are put very closely together. The request will be made. Certain items, even like a candle or an offering, is giving to the energy, and the waiting begins. Again, if the energy feels that your request is unjust, you might not be granted. So it's very important, before you ask for someone to come into your life, you must give that person the freedom and the choice to be with you. Never imprison anyone and feel that you can't control it to energy. Another way this energy is used is, if you want someone to speak about you, you'll write a person's name in a piece of paper. Now it's rolled. If the someone's is a female, is inserted on the female mouth. If it's a male that you want to talk about you, is inserted on the male mouth. Now, it's either way it can be done. You can request to talk good about you or to talk bad about you. Depends exactly what you want to be done. The same process is done if you want someone to hear about you, is inserted in the ears. And same again in the male. This particular iron work or iron energy has someone to take care of. So therefore, those front tools is in a female, only one, and also has a small bucket here. This particular front tool right here is strictly used by the person. It's actually working with this energy and is used for the person only. This pail that you see here is also used for work. Certain type of oils are put inside of this container, and then a candle lights up the bottom, which will heat up the oil for the purpose of the request. In the male, energy has two of the tools. One on the left side, right here, are strictly used for the person that is handling the energy. One on the right side are used for sharing, if the person would like to share the work with someone else. Energy can be used in many, many ways. This is a working energy. This is one of a kind. Not one of a kind because the way it's shaped. It's because it belongs to someone else. In order to harness such energy as what you see here, take many, many, many years. It's not something that you can just go out there and weld it together and then use it. It goes through many, many processes. It can sometimes travel the world over before it can even begun to be used for such work. So now you see, energy comes in many forms, in many shapes. Always remember, you are an energy, and you can communicate with the ones you cannot see or hear.
Many items from this world can be used for an energy work, or can be charged with energy, or an entity, or a spirit, whatever you choose to call it. Something as simple as some beads, many different colors, shapes, and of different materials, can actually be used in an energy work or be charged with an energy. It may seem like something so simple, but it's something that shouldn't be underestimated. All of these are prepared with a specific entity or a specific energy, and they have a purpose. You can, for example, use them for good partnership, for increasing your business, or for protection. They can be worn for such a purpose, or to show that you have achieved something or are part of a process that is still ongoing. Something as simple as this can be very, very useful and very powerful in helping you to achieve to make in yourself whatever your request was when you had the beads prepared in the first place. They are made of a particular length, a particular color, and with a particular material, in a very specific pattern, depending on what it is that they need to be used for. So something like this, which is so beautiful, is often overlooked, but in fact a very wonderful way to show how materials from this earth can be used for an energy process. Depending on what it is that you requested for when you ask for these beads to be prepared for you and energized with a particular energy or an entity, it can take weeks or maybe months before they are ready and the particular process has gone through so that you can actually wear them. Something that you can do though is prepare a piece of jewelry that you like and wear it so that your own energy can get absorbed into it as you wear it for however long you choose, and then you can give that as an offering to an energy or an entity that is around you. In order to do such a thing properly, you need to follow a particular process which has a variety number of steps that takes some time and some fairly detailed instruction so that your request can be granted and you ask for it in the proper way. In the future, we can explain to you how it is that you can do so successfully.
I want to explain to you this particular tool here. If you ever saw it before, or if you ever encountered before and never understood how someone will read about your questions or about your energy work on a plate or with the cowrie shells. An example, this particular plate here took quite a bit of time to prepare this plate. To prepare a reading plate for cowrie shells for particular energy work take quite some time. The plates go through different process in order to work for the purpose of that someone that is using it. Now, very simple. I'm going to explain it to you so you get an idea. This is very difficult to learn, but you get an idea how it's done. What happens, the position of the shells when they fall up or down, how many shells are up, how many shells are down, and exactly what position they fall inside the plate makes the difference in the questions and the type of work that you're actually doing. Now, it's very simple to start. Basically, when you approach the person that is reading the work for you, they'll ask you your name and your date of birth. Just like the other thing I showed you, your cowrie shells. Now, basically, you'll rub, or he or she, since who is reading the plate, will rub the cowrie shells in their hands like this, saying your name, your date of birth, and then it's dropped into the plate. Now, 2 dice are used to give us a number. You get a number, in this case was 5, and you get a number again, 5 again. This, the layout of the cowrie shells and the 2 numbers there and here together, which makes 5, 2, and 3, allows the person who's reading the plate to tell you what's happening in your life and what you need to do in order to fix it. Now, after he has looked at this and understood the position of the shells where they have landed, they are separated in groups of 4. Just like this. Then, this section right here, you ask how your energy is doing, right? Tapping and dropping. All that time, He's asking the energy that he has called here. It means the energy that is numbered here in this dice over here. Now, this is your energy. The way the shells fall, whether up or down, which position is facing. Now, we go over here to ask how things going in your life, in your daily thing, or how you doing in going forward with your life, and you see it's dropped in this section right here. There, you get an answer one more time, whether it's up or down, which way it's facing, okay? Now here, questions ask, how you doing financially? Is money coming to you? Or you're gonna make money? Or something is coming to you that has to do with finances? It's asking this side right here, and then it's dropped. Okay, now we'll go right here. It asks you how your mind is doing, how your thoughts, are you able to think perfectly, or are you clear-minded in the things that you're doing and the questions that you're asking. So it's the same way. Just ask, tap, and it's dropped. This begins your energy work. Now we'll ask you, or she'll ask you questions, and you can ask whatever you want, and the answers will be here in this plate right here. There are many types of plate, but it's very difficult to read the cowrie shells. It takes many years in order to really make this work for you. That's why we thought you that simple way with a chart, follow and will work for you. Do your candles, do your baths, get yourself in the road of fixing the energy in yourself and learning how to read your own future. Why a cigar used a lot in energy work? Definitely it's not because of the smoke. It's because the herbs that is inside the cigar. A cigar with a proper herb produce certain aroma, a certain smell. That's why it is used on energy work. So next time you're smoking a cigar, you might be invoking an energy that surrounds you. You realize how comfortable you get when you smoke a cigar?
I gotta find everything I need. I gotta find everything I need.
So remember, even smoking a cigar is part of the energy world.
As I was explaining to you earlier, humans make representations of energies to look in a certain way. This, for example, here is a one-of-a-kind and very old representation of an energy that actually protects the rivers and the waterways. This is actually a fully charged and working sculpture that is one of a kind in this world. And the energy is actually in the sculpture working at this time. It takes a very long process and a long amount of time before the sculptures can actually be used actively for an energy work. It is a freshwater energy that also works with another energy in partnership to bring people in partnerships together in an intimate way. It also functions humans in protecting the rivers and the waterways in such a way that if humans continue to move waterways and rivers and pollute them, that it will react in such a way as to protect them. It can do so by flooding, or it can do so by stopping the cause of the pollution so that the river can flow and grow prosperous once again.
Now let's talk a little bit about health. There are energies that are used to help people to get healthy again. Only situation that happens is that when someone requests for energy to help them, they fail to follow the instruction of the energy. It's very important that when you request an energy to do something for you and a direction is given and you do not follow, of course, your request will not be granted. An example, if an energy tells you that you must get up every day at 5 o'clock and go and take a swim in the ocean, and for about 10 days, and you decide that next day you're only going to get up at 5:30, you are not following instructions. This particular energy that is right here is used for the purpose of giving people good health. The iron rods that you see around this particular energies are used to put the request of the purpose of the health. Of course, when you do such a thing, a reading with the energy is done, and in order to give the person the right instruction to actually cure themselves. This particular tool in the center here is used to feed the energy certain types of oil and molasses for the purpose of the work that is given. Other items is also in top. In this case are some silver coins that is inside of this particular energy, and the purpose is not that it is because it's money there, is the purpose because there's silver coins and the silver is what is being used here, not the coin itself. The energy pot is divided into different colors for the purpose is where the works begin. If it's a very severe work, it's done on the red side, and if it's a mild work, it's done on the white side of this particular energy. You see that is also an iron device to keep it off the ground, and the purpose of is that a candle is prepared and put underneath of the iron container and thus heats up the iron container, and eventually it start to bubble up and everything starts somewhat running from the side of the pot. If you see a little bit, it has run down here. So this is a working particular energy for the purpose of health.